안녕하세요 여러분, 저는 러빈입니다. Here's up guys, this is Robyn and welcome back. And damn, 2021 is finally coming to an end. I feel like 2021 was the year no one really wanted to come, as well as it just merged together with 2020, and 2020 was probably one of the worst years of my life next to 2017. So yeah, I am very happy 2021 is coming to a close. And I mean, there were so many good things, but so many bad things that happened to me in 2021. Hence the reason why the title of this video is why 2021 was the best/worst year for me. This is definitely a different video than what I'm using putting out at the end of the year. Typically at the end of the year, I do top 21 favorite songs and like, you know, my favorite comebacks and my idol list and stuff like that. And this year I only really did the 21 songs because I felt like that was something that's been a tradition since I started the channel, and so that was something I had to like put out because I was like, I've been doing this every year since I started the channel, I need to do it, like duh. Everything else I just had a lack of motivation to do, plus I feel like no one's gonna watch it and no one's gonna care, so there's that too. But 2021 has definitely been a roller coaster for me. Mentally, emotionally, physically, Lord help me. And so this is what I want to share with you guys, because in 2022 there are going to be a lot. I say that every year, but nothing really changes, but I'm keeping my promise this year, or this time, that 2022 is going to be a different change for the channel. It's going to be a different editing format, it's going to be different videos, it's going to have more life videos, but also maybe more about Korean culture, Korean food, and just more life things, because even though I do have life stuff on the channel like vlogs, I want to start vlogging more often than I do, and so be on the lookout for that. I know at the beginning of this year I said that I was going to quit YouTube if I didn't hit 10K on YouTube, and though there's a part of me saying that I should keep that promise, there's another part of me that's like, Robyn, this is your stress reliever, this is how you get your name out there, and this is how you can use your creative flow to your advantage, and I just haven't been able to do it. Hence the reason why in 2022 I'm putting myself on a lot of big projects. Hopefully some of them are going to turn out better than the ones I have put in the past. Luckily, the biggest project I put myself on was the GOT7 video. That was the most recent one. It dropped in like April of this year, and it's gotten a really good feedback. A lot of people are liking it, and it made me really want to do my next video, which will hopefully be dropped at the end of January or early February of 2022. Now that being said, let's get into why the fuck 2021 was the best and worst year for me. So I don't like to be a Debbie Downer and with the videos with the worst, so I want to get the worst out of the way now because I like to end off on good notes, and so let's go. So reason number one why 2021 was one of the worst years for me is because I found out that my personality can be too much for people, and that Bella loves to interrupt me while I'm filming videos. I found out that my personality can be too much for people, and I ended up losing some friends because of it, but I also ended up losing some friends because of a lack of communication. And with me being a communications major and getting my degree in a communications field, I very much value communication. And the reason why I lost some friendships is because I was doing something that either annoyed them or they didn't like, but they wouldn't tell me. And so I ended up keep doing it, and they just ended up being like, I don't want to be friends with you anymore, or we just stopped having communication at that point. And for a while I really beat myself down for it because I thought it was my fault. But when I expressed to my other friends, and a lot of them being my IRLs, they were like, Robyn, they didn't tell you what you did bother them. It's on them. If they really wanted to create a lasting friendship with you, they would tell you what you're doing that's bothering them. And there was just a lack of communication there. And so I want to say thank you to the people that helped me get through that little funk that I had, because damn did that put me down like no other. And like, it was something about all the friends I lost this year that just hit me different than before, because I've gone through a lot of friends before, because a lot of people, I realize not a lot of people can take my personality, they don't like that I talk about K-pop and stuff like that. I understand that, but I don't know what it was about this time, but it just like really put me down. But it really helped me having the friends that I have say, they didn't communicate with you at all. If they cared about making the friendship last or like wanting to still have a friendship with you, they would talk to you. Which leads me to the second part. I got used like a motherfucker this year. Holy hell. Like, people were using me for money. People were using me for a place to stay. People were using me like for like their entertainment. And it just sucks knowing that, because that's not what you want. You want true friendships, and you don't want to be used. Like, that's the worst feeling to get, is feeling used. And like, I haven't been used this much since I liked the guy back in 2018, bro. Like, and I can't stand his ass now. Oh my god. So when I found that out too, because my friends kind of pointed out to me like, hey, did you ever think that like maybe you were being used? I was like, fuck, you kind of right though, shit. And so yeah, that just sucked realizing that as well. It wasn't fun. The next reason why 2021 was the worst year for me is because I ended up having to quit my job. And so the main reason why I moved out to Houston back in May is because I had a job. I had a job down here in Houston. I was told that we were going to be in office by July, so I needed to move down here. I find out before I quit that they're not going to be in office until February, so that's fun. And I was given all these promises that were not be able to keep. And like one of them being I would be full-time in July. Therefore I could afford my rent. No. I ended up being scrapped 10 hours to part-time. Barely making anything. I couldn't afford rent, electricity, and internet. And those are the main things that you need to have an apartment, including food, including Bella. So luckily my dad was able to help me with some of those expenses, because I wouldn't have been able to survive. And they said in July that, well, maybe around October we can put you full time. And I was like, okay, cool. October comes around. I waited out. And, you know, at that point I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't wait it out. October comes around. I waited it out. I asked them in October, hey, when am I going to be able to be full time? And they said, oh, well, now your full time depends on these things, these factors. And it was at that point I knew that I was never going to be full-time, because I knew that we would never meet those factors that they had given me. And so I had to quit. So I quit mid-November, right before my LA trip for my birthday. And oh my god, it was the most stressful thing I've ever had to do. I had to do an exit interview and tell them why I'm quitting. And a lot of people actually ended up quitting around the same time I did, which is freaking insane. Even the person who helped me get the job is quitting. So it's like, yeah, it was definitely insane to like quit that. But now I'm on the like brink of having to move back in with my parents, because I can't find a job that, one, pays enough for me to be able to pay for rent and every other necessary utility I need. But also, it's just hard right now with Christmas being so close. People aren't wanting to hire until about February. And also, I'm getting interviews. It's just no one is hiring me, because in my field, there are so many other people that are more experienced in my field than I am. I'm still considered a recent grad. Even though I graduated college and university a year ago, I'm still considered a recent grad. Hence the reason why I've been taking YouTube and TikTok, especially TikTok right now, a little bit more seriously and uploading a little bit more, because I realized at that point, I really want to make these my jobs because it's stuff I enjoy doing, but it's getting harder and harder to get known on these platforms with how many people use them. And hence the reason why I started taking Twitch up a little bit more too, because I'm wanting to make these a job. That way I can have my own schedule. That way I can work from home, because I hate going into offices and working with people more than half the time, because sometimes I just want to be an introvert and sometimes I'll be an extrovert. It just honestly depends on the mood. But I like having my own schedule. I can work whenever I want. If I want a vacation, I can take it and not have to worry about whether my employer will allow it or not. But at this point, I realized that the more responsible thing is to find a job before I have to move back in with my parents. And I do not want to go back there at all. So that's definitely been the hardest thing as of right now, because just thinking about moving back in with my parents just makes me cry. So yeah. So I believe that's it for why 2021 was the worst year for me. Now let's get into the best year. So number one would definitely be me moving out. Like, that was like a huge thing for me, living with my parents for 22 years and hating every minute of it, especially right before I moved out. I was not on good terms with my parents right before I moved out. Me and my dad were at each other's necks, like literally. And I move out and he's more supportive now, which is weird because he's never really been supportive of anything I do, so it's like weird. But also, I didn't realize how much of an introvert I really am until I moved out. I like my alone time, and I like my sleep, and I like my sleep to go unbothered, not having to worry about my dad waking my ass up at 11 a.m. on a Saturday because the Cowboys game is on. Like, you know, and it's so nice not having to deal with parents nagging you 24/7, because now if they want to nag you, they have to call you, and you can pick whether you want to answer that call or not. So that's always great. Plus, I got to bring Bella with me. If I didn't bring Bella with me, I feel like I'd be really alone, and so having Bella with me really helped, especially with everything that's been going on in my life. But yeah, it's like insane to have a place of my own. I got to decorate it the way I want. It looks really nice, and if I have to take this all down, I'm gonna be pissed. But I also have kind of close to my dream setup for streaming, though I would love to have a new PC, but I can't afford that now because I can barely even afford food. So yeah, it's really nice to like have a place of your own that you can call your own. You can be as loud as you want. In some cases, like I haven't gotten a noise complaint yet, and I've been here for like 7 months, and I haven't gotten a noise complaint yet about me screaming on games, so that's great. Number two is definitely hitting my 1 year on Twitch. I did have my 1 year anniversary this year on Twitch since I started streaming. Even though I didn't start seriously streaming until about this time last year, I did start streaming in September of 2020. Just little streams, not a lot, but I did start streaming games until about November, December. But I can comfortably say that it's been 1 year on Twitch, and I'm very thankful for it, because without it, I feel like I would definitely be confused about what to do during my free time, and Twitch has really helped me. On Twitch, I do video games, but I also talk about K-pop. I do K-pop and chills. I work on videos that I'm gonna be putting out on onto the YouTube channel, as well as just, you know, have a chill time. So if you guys are interested, please go follow me on Twitch. It really helps me. It actually really does, because I get paid more from Twitch than I do on YouTube. So if you guys could please head over to the Twitch and give me some support, that would be absolutely amazing. I want to hit 200 followers eventually. I really do. And I guess the last thing that made 2021 my best year is definitely my LA trip. And if you guys don't know the backstory behind that, early September, I decided that I wanted to go to LA for my birthday, because it's been 2 years since I went to LA, and every time I've gone to LA, it's been because of KCON, and I typically have to work KCON and or work like for a magazine that wants me to cover KCON for them, and that's how it's been every single time I've gone to KCON. I'm also working for the YouTube channel, stuff like that. And so this year, I wanted to go to LA for myself. And I decided in early September that I was gonna go to LA and, you know, just chill with my friends that I had in LA, because I haven't seen a lot of them in a while. I was actually gonna take a day trip to San Diego, but because of what happened, I didn't have to do that. So A week after I booked my tickets, my flight to LA, BTS had announced that they are going to have their Permission to Dance on Stage tour in LA. And it was the days I was in LA because I was going for my birthday. And so they had day 1 and day 2 on November 27th and then November 28th, which is my birthday. I was landing on the 27th and I was gonna originally be there until the 4th, but I ended up leaving the 1st because of unforeseen circumstances. But yeah, and so it was like fate was telling me to go see BTS. And so I ended up going to see BTS on day 1 and day 2. Cried a lot on day 2 because they performed I Belong Young Forever, which is my all-time favorite song by BTS. It was definitely the best thing that could have happened to me this year, considering everything that's been going on and things that had happened a few weeks prior to the trip. It was really nice. I got to connect with some new friends as well as old friends. I got to see Jay, I got to see Emmy and her mom, and then I got to see Jay and Hejin, and that was the first time in years I've actually had a moment where I could sit down and talk to Dre. If you guys don't know, me and Dre go way back to 2012 when he first started his YouTube channel. 2013 I started my YouTube channel. We go way back, and that was the first time I think since 2013 I got to like sit down and talk to Dre. It was really cool seeing them. I ended up staying with Karen, and then I got to see Suki at BTS. It was really nice to see everyone because after everything that happened, I was very humbled by the experience of like meeting everyone and getting to hang out with them. By the way, Hejin has some dope ass songs coming out soon, so if you guys are a fan of Hejin, you're not ready for what's about to come out. I also will say, I highly doubt she's watching this, but Hejin, if you are, thank you so much for everything, and I really enjoyed my time in LA. You made me very comfortable, and our deep talk that we had at Korean barbecue, I'm very thankful to have that because I felt like you were the first person that fully understood everything I was saying and understood the situation, so thank you, Hejin. I'm gonna start crying! It was really fun and I'm very happy I got to go. I was a little bit sad that I had to leave Bella here. Bella was being watched by my friend Ashley, and so she's fine. It was just I missed her like a lot, and I knew that like it's kind of why I cut my time short there, is because I knew I couldn't be away from her for too long, because the longest I've ever been away from her is 4 days, and that was as long as I was willing to be away from her, especially everything that was going on. And so I ended up just staying away from her 4 days again, and she was batshit crazy when I got back. She lost her mind, but yeah. So yeah, guys, that is why 2021 was the best and the worst year for me. I'm scared about 2022, but I'm also trying to be optimistic about it because I know what my goals are. I just don't know if I'll be able to achieve them, which is kind of the hardest thing to think about. So yeah. I don't know. It's 4 in the morning. Why am I awake right now? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to know how your guys's 2021 was. Please put it down in the comments below. I want to know if it was good or bad, and if you feel like 2020 and 2021 definitely just mushed together, because that's how I feel. And yeah, I'm excited to see what the new year holds for us, and I'm ready to make the change. I'm ready to just start doing content that I've been wanting to do, but I just haven't been able to do because I've been too busy, and I'm excited for that. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, become a more today. Sure to follow me on social media, and I'll see you all in the next video. Annyeong!